Okay, we're back in Legend Heroes Trails to Azure, and the train has just derailed. So we're gonna go around talking to people, see what they have to say, starting with Zeit. Even Zeit can tell there's been a terrible accident of some kind. That's nothing we didn't already know. Let's make our way over to the scene. Now that I think about it, we may also have to hit the gates, and maybe St. Ursula. If I'm lucky, they won't let me in. You have to make way for any ambulances passing through. That's a traffic law, you know? Those ambulances really barreled down the road, though it makes sense why they'd have to. But even if emergency response vehicles don't have to abide by traffic, watching them speed by still unnerves me. Received word about the derailment. This is the last thing we need right now. I have a feeling this will lead to more traffic on the city streets, so I'm going to need to be on my toes this afternoon. Evidently, some sort of accident has occurred on the West Highway. Heavens preserve us all. I pray Adios is there to lend her grace to whoever needs it. Those sirens are so distracting. I couldn't even hear the fryer, so I ended up overcooking the food. The sound of those sirens really carries, huh? You hear them clear as day, even from inside the kitchen. I'm told there was a train accident along the West Crossbell Highway. It could have been a rock slide. I only hope the passengers weren't too seriously hurt. My thoughts are with them. Those sirens are so terribly distracting. How's a woman supposed to drink her coffee in peace? What was all that racket earlier? Freaking Solteo lost the script, man. Did you hear those ambulances? It sounded like too many for it to be over something as simple as one person collapsing. Were those ambulances just now? I wonder what could have happened. Since they're new, I imagine people may not recognize the siren, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So, Lenali and Chiruru are here. Or Pruna, not Lenali, Chiruru. Those ambulances were going like crazy fast. Who'd help them if they crashed? Okay, seriously, Pruna, zip it. You're starting to freak me out. I hear a train derailed out by the West Crossbell Highway. You don't suppose it was rolling rocks that caused it. That's the sort of thing you need to watch for. Were those ambulances? Sound like a lot of them, too. Came in the store to fetch a few things for tonight's dinner. Well, then I hear all those sirens blaring outside. What could happen? We heard a train got derailed. Was it a problem with one of the rail cars, maybe? That would be like the most likely scenario. The manager told us a train derailed near the West Crossbell Highway. I can only hope that nobody was injured too seriously. A customer coming from the station informed me that a train had derailed. Unfortunately, they can tell me more than that. With how many ambulances I heard, my prayers are with the victims. The entire store is in uproar about the train accident over to the west. Please don't let it be another terrorist attack. Ambulance sirens are so loud. They'd be even louder if you were right next to them, right? Does that mean the drivers have to wear earplugs? I actually don't know. Everyone's in a panic over those sirens. Maybe we should wrap the shopping trip up early for today. Man, that's a miracle. Were those sirens earlier? There must have been an accident of some kind. That was a lot of ambulances. Hopefully St. Ursula will make sure all the victims come out alright. Did you hear that ruckus outside just now? What was that all about? I've been hearing sirens passing by for quite a while now. What happened this time? Another terrorist attack? We've had enough tragedies to deal with already. That was quite a commotion outside. That's putting it mildly. So don't worry, the rain you hear is in the real world. It's still a clear sky here. When those ambulances drove by, their sirens sounded all weird. They went from like a wee-woo to a woo-woo. How does that work? I think he's trying to allude to the Doppler effect. However, the accident happened on the West Highway has me concerned. There are so many ambulances coming from that direction. Let's head over to Genten. I'll probably never really settle on a pronunciation for that. So, who wants a balloon? No? How about you? Doing this feels so inappropriate right now. Just can't stop thinking about that accident outside the city. What could have happened? You can distract the kids. That's good enough. Never seen so many ambulances dispatched. Something terrible must have happened. Goodness, what's all that racket outside? Customer told me there was a train derailment. I can only pray everybody involved made it out alright. So there's a derailment. I've heard of them happening in the past, but certainly not often. They're getting more and more frequent in the real world, sadly. Did you hear those sirens just now? That's never a good sign. And I'll spare you guys a bunch of train trivia. Can't believe a train got derailed. How horrible. Ferdinand tells me a train got derailed. You don't suppose something went screwy on the mechanical end? God is forbid. Out of curiosity. That would just wipe out all my Earth. And I just realized we have so little for Tio. I'm grabbing her unique slot there just because it may be needed. For Lloyd, we barely cast. Like, I thought I had more unlocked than this. Jeez. In all seriousness, like, I thought I had, like, half of the tier 2s open, but you could see there it was just, like, a handful. So we spoke to Ryu, but we'll double check, just so you can see it in this video. It almost sucks at Seekin. I'm getting sleepy. Here's Chururu. Never did like the sound of ambulances. Everything feels really tense out here. Was there an accident or something? Momo found me. Ryu's still out there, though. I wonder where he could be. Hope he's not hiding somewhere that'll get him in trouble again. Finally found Henri. Okay, now I just have to find Ryu. 3 ambulances rushed through here just now. What happened? Did somebody set up us the bomb? Damn that Oscar. If he thinks he can butter me up with some basic first aid, he's got another thing coming. Benet was kneading her dough so hard that she hurt her shoulder. Thought applying a compress would help, but she wound up getting mad at me instead. She really should know better than to overwork herself. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on her. What was that noise outside? Something happening? Down here. After Dad heard about the train accident, he went flying out the door. Said he needed to head for the station. I said he was headed for the station. I hope everything's okay. Oh yeah, I need to make sure I go there this video. What was all that hullabaloo outside earlier? Sirens? Those sirens just now, they were ambulances, weren't they? Sounded like quite a few of them. Maybe there was a traffic accident. Couldn't believe my eyes when we saw the train had derailed. This ambulance must have been carrying the injured. I just hope they turn out alright. We were on our way back from a drive out to Belgard Gate. That was when we saw the chaotic aftermath of that accident on West Crossbell Highway. I think we'd come across such a calamitous sight on what was supposed to be a simple day trip. Never done well with sirens. They always make me feel queasy. I don't blame you, buddy. I guess they're out of town at the moment, so they got lucky. It's awfully noisy out there. Those are ambulance sirens from the sound of it. Was there an accident of some kind? Now let's see, where did the Laburlian blend kind of like so much? Just finished cleaning Levick and Olga's apartment. I think I'll do the 3rd floor next. That place is always a pigsty. Yep, I blame Sully, not Ilya in any way, shape, or form. Oh, the old couple was right there. I didn't even recognize that was them. We had ambulances pass back and forth through here for a while now. What could have happened, I wonder? Oh, so that's not even their first trip. Jeez. That would make sense, because they had to get a hold of us, and then we had to come back, so, yeah. I bolted right out the door when I heard the sirens. Thank Aegis it didn't have anything to do with Momo. So, there was a lot of ambulances I saw. What could have possibly happened? Yeah, the triage. I do not envy the person who has to do that. The triage, man. Yeah. Let's see if Ian and Pete are around. I guess Ian's out chasing the ambulance. And yes, I was praying that was the case, so I wanted to make that joke. Now, these guys may not have heard it, so let's see. I mean the sirens, not the joke. Granny yelled at me for swiping some of those cookies Cindy baked. She has a point. What kind of high society gentleman gets caught with his hands in a cookie jar? I need to watch my manners and rein in the sweet tooth next time. I was just on my way to the Hayworth's place to give Sophia some cookies when I heard sirens blaring. When I hurried over to look, I saw a whole bunch of ambulances rush by. Can't be good. There must have been a terrible accident. I taught Cindy a neat kitchen trick just a little while ago. A cup of tea really hits the spot after a good bit of hard work. Anyone upstairs by any chance? Since the old lady was downstairs, yeah. Cindy came over to give us some of her cookies. They were so crunchy and tasty. Cindy was here just a bit ago. She told me that she'd spotted several ambulances tearing straight through West Street. It's never a good sign. Harold here, is he out? He's out. Now that I think about it, were there even any new paints we unlocked so far this chapter? Rumor has that Arkansas is entrusting all the added scenes and the revival production of their newcomer solely. Only time will tell if she can reach the same acclaim Risha has. I look forward to seeing what she can do at her debut. So is there actually anyone here we can interact with to justify this trip? Ah, Imelda's here. Thank you for your efforts, Triple S. I should be able to find a new home for these dolls now that you've reunited them into a marketable set. Not to be rude, Imelda, but aren't you the slightest bit afraid of them? Selling a pair of haunted dolls is the sort of thing that can, well, curse a person. How would I ever stay in business if I was afraid of a few measly ghouls? Besides, my dear girl, do you truly think these are the only potentially haunted items I'm keeping here? Perhaps I can interest you in a ring set to bring misfortune to its owners, one after another. I think we'll pass. Perhaps the bizarre collection of items she stores here is the reason this place is so saturated with spiritual energy. So in other words, it's the old bag's fault. Makes sense to me. Just curious if we could interact with them in any way. Well, yeah, we'll have to go to Mainz in the cathedral. Hey there, want to play? We're always open to tips, by the way. Feel free to put them wherever you want. So yes, they do mean that in the sense you're thinking. You should know your limits, be it in gambling or anything else. Live within your means, as they say. Being too greedy will usually end in failure. Which is better, a life of routine and monotony, or a life of chance and excitement? You're welcome to play me and find out. Came to Crossbell for some fun, but even that's beginning to grow old. Sure, there must be something interesting going on right now. Let me know if you're out of tokens, okay? If you're out of Mira, it's off to the IBC with you. Finally, she's honest. Here we go, jackpot time. Nope, missed again. Why can't I catch a lucky break? Settle down, Gramps. You know the machine ain't gonna make it pay out any faster. You never know. Probably does more than just putting coins in it, you know? That's me being a little cynical. Welcome to Park Casino. Our bar is a perfect place to catch a break and rest your weary minds. We serve not only spirits, but also coffee and other non-alcoholic beverages. What's with all the hubbub over in Central Square? Was there an accident? If so, I haven't heard anything about it. I was trying my luck at the slots earlier, but what's the use? Lady Luck has me in the friend zone. May as well head home and take it easy. Ice cream. Get your ice cream. Do you guys have lunch yet? Ice cream makes for a perfect noontime dessert, you know. Lady Ilya, good luck with rehearsal. Lady Ilya, Risha, and sweet little Sully, Plie, and Celine too. I love each and every one of you. Then in the middle of rehearsal, leave him alone. People are saying there was a train accident along the West Crossbell Highway. Some of our guests planned on returning home today. I'll have to stay abreast of the situation and keep them informed. It's funny because this place was empty when we looked earlier. We're expecting a number of new check-ins to arrive soon, but it seems the train accident is already causing delays across the board. God forbid any of our guests were on board. I can only pray that they managed to arrive safely. Yeah, I did get that one. Like, I can only imagine how hard it is to see the word cook on a PSP screen. And even then, like, they touched up the graphics here so that they're displayed at a higher resolution, so you don't even have just the smaller screen. You have literally a lower resolution to try to make out that word. Jeez. A train derailment. It's just terrible to imagine. More than anything, I'm worried about the passengers on board. Did a train really come off the tracks? Accidents like that are almost unheard of here in Crossbell. I wonder what caused it. I'm a little skeptical of that. What I wouldn't give to snag a silk stocking sucker or two. Hold up. You didn't hear that just now, got it? I've never heard that term before, but okay. Heard a lot of noise coming from Central Square a little while ago. Did something happen? What was all that noise over in Central Square just now? Sirens? Don't tell me there was another accident. I heard sirens blaring in the distance. That doesn't bode well. Know your place, you old perv. Take this, and that. Huh? Oh, it's just a dream. Very, very awkward dream. Leave them alone. Door's locked. She's off playing with her dolls. Wonder if that employee entrance ever opens again. Because that would be really, really awkward if you miss out. Just because it's there somewhat early in the game. Only 2 more days until Golden Sun Silver Moon's revival production debuts. What time was the performance? Should be an evening show, so a little more than 48 hours from now. I can't bear to wait any longer. So 48 hours, that means we might end up seeing that in this chapter. I haven't seen police officers rush back and forth in a panic for a while now. What's going on? Is there some kind of accident? That's right, even though they won't see the sirens, they'll see the foot traffic. Everyone's going to the Civic Center to talk about independent-y stuff tomorrow. Wish I could go too. Grown-ups get to do all the cool things. Oh, don't worry, you're the one who gets to fight for the independence. I just remember, the Civic Center is holding a public forum tomorrow. Maybe I should attend so I can learn more about the prospects of our independence. Fran's in the middle of a conversation on the terminal. Right, yes. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. The cause of the accident is currently under investigation. We're doing everything in our power to have service up and running again as soon as possible. Asked me about the train derailment. I was thinking the same. Fran must be incredibly busy right now. Let's not bother her. We've been flooded with international calls due to the train accident. Fortunately, we've already begun providing alternative transportation, but that won't be the long-term solution if this continues. So I did look up the combat notebook. Every 30 entries will give you a reward, so that's why we haven't seen as many, because I believe it was a lower threshold for 0. Because I was very curious on why we haven't gotten what we've gotten. We're going to be dealing with transfers for any trains arriving from the Republic. I want all you to provide backup at the station and airport. Yes, sir. We'll head there at once. And that's a repeat. They're all linked together, that is. Donovan here? Nope. No Donovan, no Raymond. Hello, I'd like to participate in tomorrow's public forum. Might I ask if there are any seats still available? Let me see, attending the event itself is certainly possible, yes, but unfortunately we only have standing room available. Is that alright with you? I should try practicing with the keyboard again. I need to get the hang of it one way or another. Yep, that way you can take up the piano if this whole Civic thing falls through. Oh, he means a different type of keyboard, never mind. Lady packs the best lunches. It's just why I need to carry me through the rest of the day. Maybe I should write a paper about independence movements throughout the ages. Whatever parallels I draw might lead me to unravel other events in history. So is he supposed to be like a PhD student exactly? Because, like, the way the topic changes, I'm a little confused. Let's see, this is a science textbook, which means it goes in this section over here. Something enjoyable about placing things back on their respective shelves. You're right, I hadn't noticed either. Maybe she went to go shopping. Wait, where'd Kia go? Did she already leave? Darn, I wish I could have said goodbye to her. Oh well, it's not like we'll never see each other again. Foreshadowing, eh? Sadly, if you played Cold Steel, you've seen her in there, so you know she makes it out. Let's wait here for the courier. Saw a whole squad of ambulances flying down West Street. Something happened on the highway? I don't want to report it. Hello, Triple S. You hear about the request? Staff member left to go cover the derailment. I'm sorry, but can you come back another time? Hey, I could live with that. Everyone upstairs is plugging away on a breaking story. I swear, no matter what agency you go to, the sound of journalists' hard at work is always the same. So this is making me think there may be a new issue of the Times for the next day. Because the way this is shaping up, it's going to be a 4-day chapter. So yeah, that would be the midpoint. They could squeeze in one. Not exactly normal for a little kid to come visit the bank all by herself. Maybe she has a family member or someone who works in the building. Is Ren here or something? Because... Or is it Sunita? Oh, Adios almighty! A stock that hits its all-time high this morning is already tanked. Just goes to show you never know what'll happen on the open market. It's now time for me to clock out for my lunch. What should I have today? I hear they're serving something meaty upstairs. Wait, no, I can't start daydreaming about food, not until I'm actually on break. We get yelled at for slacking off at this rate. hardly ever see Mayor Kwan in the IBC building these days. I'm sure he's managing, but not seeing him for so long does get me worried about how he's doing. Corinna's skill at Orbital Games is elite among even the best in the company. The Epstein Foundation sends us beta testing requirements from time to time, so she managed to get a whole lot of practice in. Well, I say requests, but they're optional. Those who play do so of their own volition outside of business hours. What's making that sound? Sorry, everyone, but as you can see, I'm actually on break right now. I have to ask you to redirect any business you have to the receptionist at the next window. And right, we can't go up there. Well, let's finish hitting up the harbor. I don't know if they'll let us go to Michelin or not. Nothing for Hayway. Nope. That was such a big fish. We're going to be eating good tonight. What do you think, Amisa? Isn't your grandpa amazing? Oh, darn it all. I'm running low on crushed pepper. I have to find a good time to close up so I can go buy some more. The woman who... Oh, there she is. I was about to say, where did she go? A lot of citizens already approve of us going independent, but as for me, I still don't really get the pros and cons either way. I don't think there's supposed to be a public forum on the subject of the Civic Center tomorrow. I should start thinking some questions up. Hugo came to me for help with his Sunday school homework. Can't help but think back to when Noel and Fran would do the same thing during their school days. Hate doing homework. Don't say that, Hugo. I know you can do it. Auntie Clarice has a tasty reward waiting for you when you're done. Really? Okay, I'm going to try extra hard then. So I know they've been, they being Western schools, at least in the US, have been trying to cut back on the amount of homework given because it seems to have a very, very large diminishing return. I don't actually know what became of that trial. Need to go grocery shopping later. You don't suppose Mart has anything on sale, do you? Listen to me, as if I'm already old friends that I run at the marketplace. Marie keeps licking her paw and rubbing it on her face. The lady working at the marketplace told me that if a cat washes its face, it means rain is on the way. Is it gonna rain tomorrow then? Holy crap, the cat predicted the weather right here. She predicted rain and you can hear it in the background. I heard several ambulances tear through the city earlier. That can't possibly be a good sign. Grandpa's got a serious face on, but I still want to play. Several ambulances sped right through Central Square earlier. Sakes alive, there must have been some kind of accident. Hey kiddos, just got word about the derailment. This is a huge problem. It's going to be a while before Arios and the gang get back from looking into those cryptids. That investigation is just as important, Michelle. Let the CPD and CGF take things from here. Guess we don't have a choice. Alright, you guys handle the derailment. Contact me if you run into any trouble. I guess the cat predicted it to be raining cats and dogs or something. Yeah, I think the microphone is picking it up. I just hope you guys hear me a little bit clearer than that, because... yeah, I'd have to close a window or something if you need me to hear... if you need to hear me a little louder or something. I can always see Lord Lakelore's eyes sparkle whenever he speaks about his father. Isn't that sweet? He must really admire him. My father, Lakelore II, is among the most preeminent of anglers. In fact, some of the Lakelore Company's finest fishing equipment bears his name. Naturally, they were all designed by his very own hands. I saw a Calvardian tourist bus pass through the area. Strange. Usually that bus doesn't go beyond the gate of the east border. Moores and Mei Ling should be home soon, I believe. Perhaps I'll prepare some tea and sweets for them while I'm waiting. And then we pass them on the way into East Street. My husband is procuring some saltwater fish for us in Calvert right now. Hope he returns home with a nice haul. This is nothing for what you can actually get for these later. This one, there might be a small argument for. Definitely not this one. maybe that one I have to see what they mean by liquids. That one could be okay. Sure is nice not having not to do any housework. Wait, has my stomach always been this flabby? Don't tell me I'm gaining weight just because I haven't been doing chores. No, it's actually age. You know, I actually hated vegetables with a burning passion back when I was a kid. It really grew on me when I became an adult, though. Now I think they taste amazing. Guess being less picky comes with age. Or you just learned how to cook them, right? I feel like leeks and onions get a bad rap because of their smell. Most of those naysayers have probably never even tried them. Just wish some people would be open-minded. They might end up enjoying something new. I think that's enough shopping for today. Thanks to my new optimized route, I saved up a nice little sum of Mira. Finally sold the pinwheel Roy made. Just happened just like that too. Gotta say I'm proud of the kid. I don't think anyone's bought my pinwheel yet. No wait, it's gone. When did someone buy it? Was it mailing? This is tasty. So no, Shan-Chan's back at waiting. See, they're going back to the usual waitress. What was that unreliable waiter from before all about anyway? Say, the usual waitress is back. How about that? Perfect time too. I think I'll ask her to bring me a post-meal drink. Hold up, we're gonna have to save this for some other day. I'm already behind schedule. Puck and Roost can handle their new positions, so they went back to their old shifts. Daddy sure knows how to ask a lot of his employees. Finally out of Gehenna's kitchen. Guess we're just not cut out for cooking, or much of anything at all. Yep, you're so bad they don't even trust you with a broom. I'm beat. Waiting tables look so fun when Shan-Chan does, but wow, I couldn't have been more wrong. I had the part-timer attempt to cook a few simple dishes, but he was utterly useless. I had no choice but to continue making him do menial chores. Puck and Roost finally realized their inexperience tumbled up a little. If they can't recover from this, they'll never be able to start their own business. No one in Reach's apartment. No one in Gable's. Well, I'll be. Gable's baked beans are divine. I was planning to save these for dinner, but I don't think I can trust myself not to devour the whole batch before then. Or was that Reach's and downstairs as me showed? One of those, I remember. They're all outside. This is super tasty, Mama. Seems Lima's really taking a liking to those beans. Fancy that. Are they lima beans, perhaps? Still, are you sure it's alright for us to have some, Mr. Gable? Of course. I prepared far more than I can eat on my own. Please help yourself. Don't mind if we do, then. Thanks a bunch, mister. So yummy. Lima, it's rude to eat with your hands. Happy to see that she likes them so much. Doors firmly shut. A voice can be heard inside. I gets Mira, I spends Mira. That's just the kind of guy I am. It sounds like he's doing a Popeye impersonation there. You know, I haven't seen hide or hair of the neighborhood kids today. Maybe they went and found themselves a new spot to play. Okay, for a second there I thought I glitched out the game or something. Did we already go over here? Yeah, we did. There we go. That walkway is a little annoying. Alright guys, how's the investigation going? I got something. That Cannon kid said he saw Vald about a week ago. Apparently he was talking on one of those Enigma Orbman things. We asked the lady over at 9 Valley how much they go for, and she said around 100,000 Mira. Did you just say 100,000? No frickin' way. Where'd Vald get that kind of Mira? Not only that, but you said he was talking into that thing, yeah? So obviously, I mean, someone had to be on the other side of the line, right? Yeah, no clue who it was, though. The brat couldn't really catch what they were calling about. But he did say that Vald was smiling. In fact, he even seemed kind of happy. Smiling? Must have gotten some good news. You don't think this means Vald really did abandon us, do you? Hey, Slash, I'd shut my trap if I were you. Unless you want to get your ass beat within a reach of your life. My bad. Vald was talking to someone on an Enigma. That could be a problem. Agreed, it's no easy feat for a member of the general public to get their hands on one. Vald. Where the hell would Vald get 100,000 Mira? Man, who the hell would Vald pick over his own crew? What, is Vald a high roller at the casino now? If he's hitting big, why ain't he bringing his bros along for the ride? Hell happened to you, Vald? Man, I don't understand jack shit about any of this. Can't someone just lay it all out for me? Hope Vault isn't up to anything dangerous. There, I finally got this place spick and span and sparkling again. Cleaning's a job that never ends, but I do love the sense of accomplishment. Well, alrighty, I'm done repairing these orbital lamps. Next up on the maintenance list is battle orbments. First things first, I gotta inspect them. Just need to grab me some quartz. This noodle soup is amazing. It's not every day you find a bar with an a la carte menu as good as this. This penne is simply to die for. I can't get enough of the texture. But seeing that you have some urgent business on your hands, if there's anything we can do to help, don't hesitate to ask. It's already past noon. Right, Serena said she was working today too. She better not be overdoing it again. I told her to take it easy now that I have a job of my own. No telling if she'll listen, though. Our noodle soup is a huge hit with those customers over there. Wouldn't expect anything less from Abbott's secret recipe. By noodle soup, is it like a ramen, or do they actually do mean penne, or... I don't know. Jeez, what do I want to do with my life? I'm not any closer to answering that no matter how much I think it over. A good cocktail needs to explode with flavor inside your mouth. By which I mean, bold ideas are what make innovation happen. But instead of exploding inside you, my drinks make your insides explode. Maybe I'm not cut out to be a mixologist after all. I think I'll just leave the cocktails to the others from now on. This is my final creation. Mind dumping it in the gutter for me? That's a stormwater violation, buddy. You have to get a good ticket. Pink liquid acquired. And I didn't really think I'd be making a stormwater joke during a storm, but yeah. Oh, so this is an orbital gun, huh? So cool. Hey, Van, do you think we could use it to roast meat too? Probably, yeah. Let's give it a try. Hey, Squirts. Hands off the merchandise. Okay. Jingo's mom is scary. Busted again. Holy crap, is Jingo's mom scary. Remember those terrorists the anti-immigration faction sent to attack the conference? Heard a few of the stragglers got captured yesterday. Hayway was involved too. They say went down on a train bound for Calvert. Whatever happened to be indiscreet in this line of work? Figures Ashley, of all people, would have already heard about it. Man, they never learned their lesson. Did they totally forget the last time Mama slapped them around? Okay. So hop over to Station Street. Just doing a quick check in my mind to see if I got everything. Just saw several ambulances scream past. What's with all the commotion? Jeez, that's why I told him to cut it out. Station workers look really busy right now, though. What's got them so jumpy? A derailment. Adios. How could you let something like this happen? There's no way that poor innocent train escaped unscathed. My heart feels like it's going to explode. Last time we played in the train station, the attendant got mad and threw us out. What a party pooper. Goddess. How bad of an accident was it, I wonder? I came to see my wife and daughter off before they returned to Arabonia, but then I heard the news. A derailment. It's horrible to even think about. And they're going towards the Empire, if you don't remember. Are the trains not running anymore? And that means I have to say goodbye to Daddy. The train came off the rails. My husband. Is my husband alright? Are you kidding me? What about the cargo I was expecting from Calvert? I'll have to start by touching base with both my old man and the recipients. Man, am I going to be busy. Hey, what's going on? What's everyone talking about? Was it a rock slide, maybe? Goddess forbid. Was there foul play involved here? If there's a perpetrator, I'm going to sue them 6 ways a Sunday. All railway services from Crossbell Station toward Calvert and Arabonia are currently suspended. We apologize for any inconvenience it may cause you on your journey and appreciate your understanding. Inconvenience? I didn't even begin to describe it. I have an important business meeting scheduled in Arabonia. Go to the airport. Our sincerest apologies. We have yet to be informed when service will resume. We humbly ask for your patience at this time. My business meeting? My business meeting! Curses. I'm not talking about getting a refund, damn it. Do you have any idea how much time I spent preparing for this trip? Terribly sorry. We're moving as quickly as we can to sort the situation out ourselves. Atrocious. It's always the little guy that takes the fall in these situations. We're moving as quickly as we can to sort out the situation ourselves. Any updates on the derailment? How are the damages on the train? Pretty bad from what I've heard. Worst come to worst, it might get taken out of commission permanently. In that case, we're going to have to arrange for a different train to take people over that line for now. Resuming operations needs to be our top priority first and foremost. We can't overlook the possibility that the railroad tracks have been damaged too. We need to head over to the scene as soon as they remove the train. Yes, sir. I don't know if they have orbital cranes here or not for that type of thing. What could have possibly caused the entire railway to shut down? How am I supposed to get back home now? I was wondering what was taking so long to depart, and then it turns out there's a derailment. I guess that means we're spending the night in Crossbell. Here's hoping we can find a hotel. I'm sorry, can you please give me just a moment? Attention all travelers, due to a derailment on the West Crossbell Highway, all railway services will be suspended until further notice. Services are not expected to return for the remainder of the day. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause you. I just finished getting a refund for the tickets we bought earlier. We've been waiting for this trip for so long too, but I guess that's just the way it goes sometimes. Our deepest apologies. There's been an accident with one of our trains, so things are rather hectic at the moment. Unfortunately, ticket sales and reservations have been put on hold until further notice. We appreciate your understanding. So they won't... Well, that's good news in my mind. I didn't go to Orca's Tower, did I? Knew I missed something. I have to go around. I'm actually starting to get kind of hungry. Guess it's easy to lose track of time when you're hanging around here all day. I think it's about time we head back into the city for lunch. I heard the train stop. I can't say I understand why. Transcontinental Railroad is the lifeblood of the continent's economy. Bringing it to a standstill is no laughing matter. If service isn't resumed quickly, it can mean drastic consequences for everyone. Are you threatening me? There's a rail there. Lunch, time for lunch. There's no time like lunchtime. Can't wait to dig into the sandwich I brought from home. There was an orbital train derailment on the West Crossbell Highway. Accidents like those aren't common in Crossbell. What in Adios' name could have happened? The receptionist came out a bit ago to inform us there's been a train derailment. 2nd Division and CGF have already left to investigate the scene too. The damages must be pretty severe. A train derailment of all things. I know the cause is currently under investigation, but is it wrong of me to think it could be terrorists again? Did the train really come off the rails? I overheard the staff talking about it. What could have been the cause, I wonder? Someone put a 1 mirror coin on the tracks? Word of the train derailment didn't take long to reach us. We're doing everything we can to reply as promptly as possible to all the inquiries we've received from across the citizens statewide. City Hall is in the process of making emergency travel arrangements for those affected. They'll be transferred to other modes of transport. Look, if you have any questions or comments regarding the derailment, I can assist you here. Be aware train services have been temporarily suspended due to the accident on West Crossbell Highway. Furthermore, the cause is currently under investigation. We do not have an estimate on when operations will resume. If you absolutely must travel to Airborne, New York, we urge you to book a bus or airship ticket. Oh no, we couldn't even go there and look at the airport. Never mind. I just received word that all the injured passengers have been transported to the hospital successfully. We can rest a little easier knowing that now the repair efforts can begin at the accident site. Train derailments are rare in Crossbell. It would have taken an absurd amount of force to push the train off the track. What in the world could have done that? Well, there is something that comes to mind. I should have brought the car. So, will they even let me leave the screen? Because I'm suspecting they'll stop me. No more dumplings, sadly. We need the car. Quick, to the Triple S Mobile. It delights my heart to see how much children adore Sister Juju. Being that affable takes talent, I'm a little more than envious. Stop, you two. I know it was Tamil who flipped up my dress. Now, which one are you? I don't know. Guess. Look for the one who's not out of breath. Which one is which? Come on, guess. Why do I have to do this? We're getting in so much trouble. Thinking back, I was engaged to a childhood friend of his. They were just beginning to write their story before he died in the line of duty. As for Arya, a tragic accident robbed him of his wife and his daughter of her sight. Those two gave their all for the sake of Crossbell and its people, but it wasn't enough. The world just kept taking. It's all too much to bear. She seems to be deep in prayer. I feel terrible disturbing her. Let's come back later. Regarding the Paloma grass, I intend to start my own investigation into it once I have heard back from the Gralsritter. I can't promise to uncover much by myself, but I give you my word that I'll report to you with anything I may find. This altar is often used for preparing medicine. Therefore, keeping it clean and hygienic is of the utmost importance. Cleanliness is next to godliness, you know. Apparently, praying to the gods every day doesn't make you immune to snapping a shoelace. Everybody knows that's a bad omen. Now the negotiation I have scheduled for later is jinxed. Jinxed, I say. It isn't easy to always do the right thing, regardless of the circumstances. That's why I have so much respect for Archbishop Oralda and the standard he holds himself and others to. Now then, I should begin preparing for the evening service. Peace hasn't fully returned since the cult incident. It is our duty to provide peace of mind to our flock during Mass. Sir, I think there's a priest missing. Maybe that's the guy outside? Has Reese ever told you about her older sister Rufina? I was acquainted with her in the past. Rufina belonged to the Congregation for the Sacraments. Her negotiation skills solved many a crisis for them. In time, she became something of a celebrity within the church and was referred to as the Thousand Arms. Sadly, she gave her own life to save another's during a terrible incident several years ago. What a shame. So if I remember correctly, that was Kevin that she saved. And that's why he feels so guilty about everything with Rias. That story is in Sky 3 if you ever want to look at yourself. So yeah, they won't let us up. Can't go to the police academy. Can't go to the gate. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can splice this in with the doll studio thing and get a video out of it. Otherwise, when we pick up next time, folks, we'll be heading to the train derailment site and see what happens. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.